Hey yo guys, my name is Klayne and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be playing Tiny Bunny. Now, this is a visual novel horror game, so it doesn't contain a lot of action, it's just more of a text-based game, but I heard it was really good, so I'm just going to try it out. New game. There's white and black texture. The wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, snary, twined in the ear. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone was running through snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling or vision, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and sand. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Is that a wolf? I think so. Hey, put away your book. How many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look at how slouched you are. Okay, let's just hide the book. I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Olga had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic. She almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. It looked like a jellyfish from Cotier Odyssey. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is, or how cold the Black Forest is at night. Dude, don't go out there. The spoon fell out of my hand. Mom shouted me with a cold glare from her green eyes. What did I just say? I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What is this? Carved on the other side of the table. Karina. Huh, that's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal, damaging the furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar though. Should I remind her about it? No. She's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagined her being my age, sitting under the table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? That's Grandma? Yeah. I imagined my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed where all her sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Tiger is a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out, trying to discern what kind of beast you are. If you're a good soul, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it will grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in On one of the conversations by chance, they were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her own funeral. She had already bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet patiently. It was black, upholstered, with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all of the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with grey faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Olya was done with her cookies and was looking at my shell like a sly little woodland creature. I turned my gaze toward the frosted window. There was a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of frost formed on a picture on the glass. Olya, look, it's a fox. See? I told you it's a fox. Yeah, it's not that impressive like that. You can see it easily. Okay. Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put on the back of student notebooks. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle, not outside, on the window. Look, here's the nose and here's... Hey, eat up! Yes, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up, we don't have much time. Ah, there it is, but it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you, it does. No, It does. Stop it. This kiss, I swear. Now I couldn't see the fox either. It disappeared. Went away. Only the frosty pattern similar to stressed out nettle leaves kept creeping up the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with long, messy steps. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Mom would always ask jokingly, come on, shave it off, it stings. This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, what's the point in all of this? Through the wall. It's all for your sake, Dad would reply, for the sake of our family. I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the most deadliest word that started with D. D-I-V-O. Is that divorce? Yeah, definitely. He's talking about divorce. I don't even want to finish it. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me yesterday. Have anybody seen my car keys? I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did, and maybe not. You're a grown man, father of two, but still. Karina, please stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket, along with the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a martyr out of yourself and finish eating already. And the owl. There is no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowing eyes. Olya sprung up from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes, the size of an apple each, with her fingers. Last year you had bye-bye in your closet, and now this owl? What is a bye-bye? Okay, it went away, I don't know. But I saw it. Olya shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, feeding it with imaginary mice. Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Oya parted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. Oh, that look in her eyes, it's so uncomfortable to be pinned onto her. Dad just nodded in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored on incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad already had to glue together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship? Oh, this is getting deeper and deeper into the story. Good, I like it. I'm liking this so far. Mom moved to the living room and I was alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Oya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. Is this house haunted or something like that? Is this... Okay. I mean, it's a horror novel, visual novel, so yeah, I would imagine. She would toss and curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped to take her mind off all the troubles we had with the moon and our parents. Oh my god. Is an owl? Oh, that is her imaginary or not so imaginary owl. And then Oya said she saw that giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Olga refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After tonight, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? Because I see a fox. Is that what you can say? I don't know. Just last night I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking of what to expect in my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew long twisted hallways that led to a classroom full of kids. But all the students behind the desk were simply dark figures cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces and pairs of eyes blinked inside those holes. It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me and beat me down, stomp on me with their bloodied shoes? That the damn school can burn for all I care. I just wish for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that much. I didn't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me. Worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider or some sort of monster. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olga begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You got the wrong number," or "Anton is not around. Anton is not around." I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds, just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all. But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning. The attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. Ooh, this is getting crazy now. Will I see some demons here, more engaging stuff? And then I realized I was, in fact, hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear it. It was mixed in with the sound of wind, of the creaking old house, and my thoughts too. Black silhouettes I could barely make out, with the dark forest as a backdrop. They jumped around, basked in moonlight, bumped into the piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment and then coming back. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly the music stopped. Ooh, they all stopped. They're probably looking at me. The dancing shadows froze in place and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. Oh no. That was spooky, the way he moved. It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints, until it was devoured by the pitch-dark shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like the bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back toward the bed. They saw me. Yep, they're gonna come and kill you, dude. You better run. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guest move and scrape around, looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with a blanket, as if it could protect me. Actually, yeah, like people, or I don't know, I do that. Like if I'm scared, I just pull over the blanket. Like it's not gonna do anything, but if I can't see it, or I don't know. No, let's just move on. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remember the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll, ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up onto her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets and feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Antone. Leave evil this house must, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hangman. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sounds crashed at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intently as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. And then, it's opening. The doorknob twists slightly. Then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drums. Now you'll see. The door was wide open. Darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking in with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out for the gaping black hole. Too near. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, "Tony, you asleep?" My sister's pale sleep. What? My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief. "Oh yeah, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen?" Olya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. "It's there again, staring at me." "Shoo her away, Tony, please. I'm so scared." The fear that was tormenting me just a moment ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. "It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you." Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me, but was I sure myself? "I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird?" That question took me by surprise. "Alright, let's watch Cinderella." My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What startled me? With his eyes were dancing feverishly under the moon. The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long asking here. "Tony, you coming?" Yes, just a moment." Whoa! Whoa, my... Okay, that legitimately got me. I wasn't expecting that at all. Whoa, that gave me shivers all over my body. Oh, that sound, that crunching sound. Whoa. Was that a dream? That's why I didn't want to laugh at Oya and our owl in the morning. Oh my god. Who could be knocking on our door here in the middle of nowhere? Man, that jumpscare really got me. I don't know why. Just the eyes glowing in the dark, that got me, and that was it. Then I saw the wolf like jump on me, like just completely scared me. So yes, so I'm just gonna leave this episode here. I know the game's not finished. This is just a part 1. I think I'm gonna do it like a 2-part series. It's just a chapter 1. It's not a full game as well. So I'm just gonna leave this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna play more of it and upload the second part as well. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoy the video, subscribe and share the video, comment, whatever. So yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video.